Okay, so now we're going into eyeshadow. We're taking the Anastasia Jacqueline palette that we all talked about on getting, and we're dipping into this first shade, Pinker. I'm only doing one eye right now, and that's gonna be the video, cause close. Like we said, there's not really a lot of time. We're taking it into the crease and blending it out like so. Now with these shades, you don't really need to dig in. You just really need to tap your brush and it'll show up. Look at me. Close. Now when you go to the side, you're just following your child's eye shape. You're just blending outwards. Close. And you also want to be careful with how you dig into this because you don't want fallout if you did foundation first. If you do eyeshadow first, then it doesn't matter how much fallout you get. You can just wipe off the fallout and then do the face, but always tap off your brush. Now, we're taking the next shade, which is this dark brown called Credit, and we're taking it into the outer V of the eye, and I'll show you where. So count, if you cut the eye into thirds, this is 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. You're taking this color Credit on the outer third of the eye, and you're just really pressing it first. You're not like going crazy blending it in. You're just pressing it into that side area so it picks up the color. This is going to give that nice smoked color. Now, if that looks too harsh, we're going to take Pinker back in with that brush a little bit. And we're just going to blend, 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 blend. Make sure everything, it's all about lines of symmetry. Perfect. A little more up. Now, we're ready for our shimmer shade. We're taking the champagne shade in Soleil, and we're going to dip it on the end of the brush that comes with the palette. I'm going to coat both sides just to make sure everything is richly pigmented. I'm going to take that same spray that I did for the face and spray my brush so it's wet. We're going to go. Now, for this, you want to make sure, look into the camera close. You want to make sure you focus on the first and second part of the eye. You want to keep that outer third pigmented with the brown. So you're kind of cutting a crease in the eye. Stop. Now with that brush, without any product, I'm just gonna take and I'm gonna blend that shimmer in with that brown so that there's not a harsh situation going on there. Close. I'm gonna take a tiny bit more of the brown credit, tiny, like one tap, and I'm gonna go over that corner so we don't lose the pigmentation after blending all the colors. And I'm gonna do that the same step with all the other colors. So I'm gonna take pinker again a little bit, and I'm gonna take that above just a little, not rubbing too harshly. And as a last final step, if you want to do this, if you feel like it's not really as blended as you'd like it, you can take a tiny, 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 tiny bit of the shade Supreme. And by tiny, I mean tiny. Like, that's actually a lot. Tiny. Because it's not really a pink look. This is just something that's going to blend that pink into the burgundy shade. Let me get a little close up there. Now we're gonna do a quick eyeliner, mascara, and then she's done. Oops, I forgot to do bottom eyelid. Okay, so for the bottom of the lid, you're gonna take pinker on this shade, on this flat brush. Make sure you clean it off from the shimmer. Look up. And you're just gonna run that under the eyelid. Almost on the whole eye, but leaving this little tiny 1/3 under open. Look up. Just like so. For the final shade of that, I'm going into the shade Trust Issues, which is that like really nice reflective shade. And we're gonna once again wet the brush because this just makes shimmers apply beautifully, richly pigmented, all that jazz. And we're gonna take this only, close your eyes, in the inner corner right here, close, to give that extra little pop. Look up, look up. And on that inner part right there in the eye. Just making sure everything is all blended together. For a final step on the eye, we're taking the highlight that we used, just a little bit with my finger, close, and we're tapping that onto the eye, patting and rubbing. Now, we're going to take a quick wing eyeliner. I'm using the Anastasia wing liner. And you're just doing a small, thin, close your eyes, wing. You're going to let that dry. Now, when you do wing liner, you just have to pray to Jesus and make sure your child is as still as possible so you can get a perfect line. For the girls that are doing lashes, this is the time that you would put on lashes. Right after your eyeliner dries. I'm using the Kiss Lashes in Denny Wispies #1. They're natural, but they're dramatic enough to give a nice flare to the eye. And for lash glue, I'm using, I think it's Kiss. I don't even know, to be honest. Stay facing the camera. Don't look at me. Now we're going to take this glue and we're going to get it all on the lash line. Make sure the lash line is coated. We don't want it to be too coated, but you want enough that's going to stick all day. Now the key with eyelash glue is letting it dry. So you really need to be patient, or the lash is not going to stick and you're going to get frustrated. Be patient. Wait those extra 30 seconds. Wait that extra minute if you need to. Lash glue. You can blow on it. Just let it dry. Stop. Stop. She annoying me, y'all. We just drying the lash. Drying the lash. Close. And you're gonna just let that dry. You don't want to disturb it. Once you get it on there, just make sure it's there. Make sure it's sticking. And leave it alone. After this, you're going to go in with a little bit of mascara after it's dry to coat the underneath lashes and mesh them with the false lashes. And you're going to do the same thing with the lower lashes. Mascara, which I'm not going to do right now because I have to let her lashes dry. But I am going to show you what I do with the liner. Look up, babe. Look up. Now, for eyeliner, underneath eyeliner, look up. You're going to pull down the eye. You're just going to go into the waterline with some black eyeliner. With a gentle hand because you don't want them to start crying and mess up the whole... Don't look like that. Just look chill. The whole eye look. I use the Urban Decay... Stop! The Urban Decay Water Liner. 24-hour liner. And that, oh guys, is a finished eye look. Look up.